Hi, Greg Sullivan, Manchester Middle. I appreciate very much you watching my video. The court case I chose was a little girl by the name of Amber Tatro, T-A-T-R-O, who had cerebral palsy and spina bifida. And in 1979, she and her family petitioned Irving, Texas Independent School District, and they agreed to provide special education for Amber. And at that time she was 4 years old. Due to her condition, she required catheterization. And that was about every 3 to 4 hours that the school would have to provide. Anyone can be trained, by the way, to apply catheterization to a student. It only takes 1 hour or less to complete the training. I did it myself. No doctor, no nurse is required to do this. Well, the school developed an IEP after consultation with the parents, and the IEP provided that Amber would attend early childhood development classes and receive special services such as physical and occupational therapy. It made no provision for the school to provide, though, catheterization. So in October 1979, the respondents, or the family, and Amber brought the present action against the school district, because Texas received funding under the statute to provide free and appropriate public education, FAPE, which is designed to provide related services. We'll get into that a little bit later. The family argued that catheterization is part of the related services, isn't it? The family invoked 504 of the Rehab Act of 1973. This forbids an individual by reason of handicap to be excluded from the participation in and be denied the benefits of or be subjected to discrimination under any program receiving financial federal aid. That makes sense. The district court concluded that catheterization was not a related service under the Education of the Handicapped Act because it did not serve a need arising from the effort to educate. Sad. The Court of Appeals reversed the decision, saying that catheterization is part of the related services because without the procedure, Amber could not attend classes and benefit from special education. And it's a violation of 504 Rehab Act because it excludes her from a federally funded program. Makes sense. Of course, the schools argued that only when medical services could qualify as related services is when they serve the purpose of diagnosis or evaluation. Again, a doctor or nurse doesn't have to provide the service, so it is not a medical service. So the district court realized that catheterization is a related service and ordered that related service to be written into our IEP. Here's a definition. Special ed means specially designed instruction at no cost to parents or guardians to meet the unique needs of a handicapped child, including classroom instruction, instruction in physical education, home education, instruction, and instruction in hospitals and institutions. Another definition. Related services. Well, that's transportation and such developmental, corrective, and other supportive services, including speech pathology and audiology, psychological services, physical and occupational therapy, recreation, and medical and counseling services, except that such medical services shall be for diagnostic and evaluation processes only, as may be required to assist a handicapped to benefit from special education, and includes the early identification and assessment of handicapping conditions in children. Thankfully, in the end, the respondents, the family, well, they won the attorney fees, the relief, and damages due to not only the Education of Handicapped Act, but also the 504 Rehab Act came back to help them as well. Justice Brennan and Justice Marshall at the Supreme Court agreed. They cited the Smith versus Robinson case on their decision. I was asked to cite the source of where I got the information. This is specialeducationadvisor.com, specifically the Irving Independent School District versus Tatro, again T-A-T-R-O, 468 U.S. 883, and that's 1984, so the final decision came down. My personal opinion. Definition of special ed and the related services are clear. We don't deal in general education. We deal in special ed. This is special needs. Last year I worked at Matoaka High School. I can picture there was 15 kids, whether they needed catheterization, whether they needed toileting, whether they needed trachs. Every once in a while a trach would fall out. Seizures. These kids needed to be in school because they got some benefit out of school. We, as citizens of this country and of the world, need to help these kids. It's an abomination that we have to go through courts to decide whether a 4 to 8 year old girl can go to school because she needs a tube actually cleaned out every 3 to 4 hours. How will this change my teaching? Well, if I wasn't compassionate before, I'm even more compassionate now. We should all feel very lucky that we were born how we were, or how we are. And I just can't even imagine that we would fight over something as silly as a poor little girl, spina bifida, cerebral palsy, needs a tube every once in a while cleaned out. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry I went a little long. Bye.